Lee Bollinger, you were the president of a public institution, and now you're the president of a private institution. Some of the landmark cases involving affirmative action have had to do with the government and the government's role in distributing goods and creating these diverse institutions. And what rubs people about affirmative action seems to be very heavily focused on public rather than private institutions. Is there any difference when you talk about socially purchased goods, like a seat in a public university, compared to an accounting job at a Fortune 500 company? Is there a different standard to be used when the taxpayer is paying?
Well, I think the answer to that is yes, and the answer is that way because the Constitution, the 14th Amendment in particular, but all of the Bill of Rights applies only to state action and therefore to actions of public universities and so on. So as soon as you say the state is involved, then it becomes a matter of the fundamental law of the land. Private actions are not governed by the Constitution, except insofar as people would like to embrace them. So it's a different world. In the United States, we've divided up the world in that kind of way, and I think that explains why, when public institutions and public universities act, it's a much more, it's a deeper sense of public values at stake. I would say two things very quickly. One is all universities across the United States, private and public, for 30, 40 years, have been trying to build integrated classes for educational value and also to try to correct for the historic discrimination. Have been doing this consistently and with great positive effects. So this is not just a matter of public or private. And the second thing I would say is that other institutions of government have as well, and I'll just mention the military again.
Are you loosed or bound in different ways now that you're at a private institution rather than a public one?
Well, you're asking legal questions, which I'm happy to answer, and the answer is yes, because under the 14th Amendment, we've been held that, as you know, that diversity can include race. If the case had gone the other way and we had lost, then private universities, through Title VI, part of the Act in 1964, Civil Rights Acts, applied the 14th Amendment to private universities. And so if the case had come out differently, private universities like Columbia would have been bound and would not have been able to engage in using race as a factor. Having gone the other way, private universities have a choice, but that's the way it plays out legally.